The journey began at dawn in Muscat. My faithful Mitsubishi Pajero, license plate 52DK, gleaming in the evening light, loaded with camping gear. A cooler of Laban, buttermilk. The plan, conquer the coastal route to Khasab, detouring through Oman's hidden gems and the UAE's stark beauty. A pit stop for the soul. Just north of Sohar, the road curved toward Shinas, a coastal town hugging the UAE border. By evening, hunger struck, and I pulled into a roadside eatery where smoke billowed from charcoal grills. The aroma of Omani mushkak, succulent beef skewers marinated in cumin and lime, and kibtha, spiced meatballs wrapped in flatbread, lured me in. Sitting cross-legged on a bisht-strewn floor, I shared a meal with truck drivers who chuckled at my Pajero's dust-caked plates. Shinas is where travelers become friends, one said, handing me a cup of kahwa, Omani coffee. Refueled, I hit the road, the taste of coffee bean still lingering. Crossing into the UAE at Katmat Malaha, the landscape shifted from Oman's rocky coasts to the Emirates' red dunes. My Pajero devoured the smooth highways, but the real test came re-entering Oman's Musandam Peninsula, a maze of hairpin turns, and cliffs plunging into the Strait of Hormuz, UAE, video. Not included in this section. Khasab, where past meets present by late afternoon, Khasab emerged like a mirage. Steeped in maritime lore, this port town was once a Portuguese foothold, its Khasab fort, built in 1609, controlling trade routes. I explored the fort's museum, tracing Musandam's history from Portuguese cannons to Omani rule. The Portuguese abandoned it by the 18th century, but their legacy lingers in the architecture and the stubbornness of local coffee. Today's Khasab is a quiet contrast. The harbour thrums with activity. Tourists board dhows for fjord safaris, while fishermen hawk yesterday's catch at the bustling morning market. Modern apartments now dot the hills, yet tradition reigns. Goats still outnumber cars, and the call to prayer drowns out the occasional buzz of a sightseeing drone. I refueled my Pajero at a petrol station where attendants joked, "Plate 52DK, we'll remember you." Buca emerged, its 17th century Portuguese fort, clinging to cliffs like a barnacle. I parked 52DK beside a row of weathered fishing dhows, their nets drying in the sun. A fisherman mending his catch quipped, "Your car looks tougher than our boats." Buca's history as a pearl diving hub felt alive in its salt-crusted air, though today its rhythm is set by tides and continue. By 8 a.m. I drove into Khasab town where the Lulu hypermarket parking lot was already a hive of activity. Trucks unloaded crates of mangoes from the UAE and mothers herded children toward the sliding doors. Inside, the fluorescent lights buzzed and the scent of fresh bread from the bakery mingled with the tang of dried fish. The adventure began at Lulu Parking, a dusty lot near Khasab's harbour, where dhows bobbed lazily in the morning light. My guide Hassan and Abdul Rahman waved me over to his fibre boat, its hull painted in cheerful blues and white. Today, we chased dolphins and ghosts of the British Empire, he grinned, revving the engine. With the Musandam cliffs towering above us, we sped into the Khor Ash-Sham fjord, the wind whipping through our hair. Within minutes, a pod of spinner dolphins appeared, slicing through the glassy water like silver arrows. They leapt alongside our dhow, spinning mid-air as if putting on a show just for us. Hassan cut the engine, and we floated in awe as the dolphins circled us, their clicks and whistles echoing underwater. "They're welcoming you to Musandam," Sanoj said, tossing an anchor near Coral Beach, often called Coral Beach. A crescent of white sand fringed by turquoise waves. We waded ashore, the water warm as bathwater. Snorkeling here felt like swimming in an aquarium. Parrotfish, clownfish, and neon blue angelfish darted through coral gardens. Abdurrahman spread a blanket and unpacked a lunch of shuwa, slow-cooked lamb, and khubz ragag, Omani flatbread. As we ate, he pointed to the cliffs. "See those caves? Smugglers used them for centuries. Now only goats and tourists bother with them." Telegraph Island, echoes of empire. Dhow cruise from Khasab took me to Telegraph Island, a craggy speck in the Khor Ash-Sham fjord. In the 1860s, British engineers braved scorching heat here to relay telegraph messages between India and London. As I snorkeled in the island's crystal waters, parrotfish darting around ancient ruins, I marveled at the madness of colonial ambition. "They called it the Mad Island for a reason," our guide laughed, handing me a fresh date. Khasab is where history sinks into the sea. Dolphins dance in fjords, and every sunset feels like a secret shared between the mountains and you.